Well, hello there, Capricorn. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we're doing your September general tarot reading. We'll take a look first at the overall energy with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details about any obstacles on your path or areas of resistance, and of course, advice from Spirit. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all your support. It does help to get my message out to more people. All right, so let's take a look and see what you have on the horizon. The number 44, Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. Okay, so Capricorn, the number 4 is about building those strong foundations, based on what is truly important to you. It's almost as if you may have experience lately that you don't feel like you have your power. It's about reclaiming your power, but basing that upon what it is that's truly important to you, your core values. Understanding that there could be, someone or a situation in your life that has kind of like depleted you of your own power. And the reason is that you may have, for one reason or another, kind of like left your core values or kind of like allowed something to, it's almost as if like a veil or a shadow has been put over your core values. It's almost as if something has prevented you from truly stepping into who it is that you truly are. So let's see what else we have here. Navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. See, you've lost the bliss, the joy in life. That's where that veil is. It's kind of that energy of, almost like holding on to something and being fearful of letting go of something, but by holding on to that, you've lost all the joy in your life, So it could be a situation or a relationship, a job, a career. It could be a mindset, feeling like, no, this, it's almost, I'm trying to think, I think it was Leo had a similar message about really and truly just holding on to some mindset or belief that something is true when it really is holding you back from the joy in your true life. Wow. Okay. So I think it's kind of, this is with the number 44, it's a master number, understanding that this is a soul evolution, a soul lesson about reconnecting to what is really important to you. I feel like yes, look at, and right off the bat, imagine. It's about looking at life from the different possibilities instead of, I think that's what it is. Because, you have chaos and conflict on the bottom. Okay, so I think what's happening here is it's a little bit of like focusing on your lack of opportunities. Okay, feeling like you don't have a lot of opportunities in your life and focusing on the lack of your opportunities. So by focusing on what you perceive to be lack of opportunities in your life, you're actually hindering yourself from seeing, imagining the possibilities for yourself. And because of that, you're almost like in a cycle. If you find like you're in a cycle where you're not finding fulfillment or joy in a lot of the activities, maybe not all of them, but a lot of the activities in your life, especially if it's in one sector, like your career sector or a relationship or your house or something like that, right? Kind of like it's just this constant, almost like cycling through an energy of feeling trapped. That's what it is. It's feeling trapped and burdened. And focusing on the trap, focusing on the burden instead of opening up and seeing these other possibilities. Yes. Okay. And it's so interesting. This is very much, I think it was the Leo reading, because it's about sitting back and relaxing. It's almost like you're overworking yourself because you are perceiving some burden as something that you're trying to overcome or trying to alleviate in your life. And yet at the same time, You're so focused on it, you're not seeing this other opportunity over here. Oh my goodness. Oh, Capricorn, I'm sending you so much love and hugs because we can all relate to this type of energy when we get just kind of like sitting in that energy of just looking at the problem instead of the solution, right? It's almost as if you're focusing on the problem, either in a relationship, a job, a career, a situation in your life. You know, it could be even with your health. Like you're focusing on what is not working in your body instead of being grateful and focusing on what is working in your body. Yes. Okay, so you have good opportunities coming in. So let's help you to see what might be holding you back from seeing these opportunities. Yeah, your ascended masters and the high priestess. Okay, so the divine is trying to help you to see right now that you have other options. The problem is, I feel, is that you're almost like closing it down, and they're showing me that veil again. And it's interesting. The high priestess has that veil, right? The high priestess can see behind the veil. Your intuition can see on the other side. And yet at the same time, it's almost as if, no, this is the problem. It's almost, once again, focusing on the problem instead of the solutions. And you know, that really is kind of, I mean, now when I'm thinking about it, I've never thought about it that way, but that is a little bit of negative mindset, right? When we're really focusing on the problem. Yeah, you're just holding back. Look at, you're holding yourself back from stepping into your power, because remember, this is about reclaiming your power, you know, and with the Queen of Cups, reclaiming what is your bliss, reclaiming what makes you happy, what brings you joy and a sense of fulfillment. Whatever this burden is for you, Capricorn, and once again, it's kind of, there is this sense of a burden and focusing on the problem, you know, and I'm not saying that you're not focusing on how to fix the problem or working on fixing the problem. But once again, it's almost like you're focusing on the problem instead of seeing the bigger picture here and looking at other options that are available to you. So for instance, you know, you could, perhaps you have a job that is really stressful or something like that, right? And you're focusing on why it's so stressful. That's really easy to do. I know when I was a teacher, you know, there would just be times where it was like, you know, you could see how things could go better if, you know, administration or the school system would change things and make my life easier, right? It's almost like I could see those solutions, but it's almost like that's still part of the problem. Instead, it's about focusing on, okay, are there other jobs that you would rather have? Is there another place to go, right? Or is it your mindset around the job? You know, even when I was a teacher and I'd get really frustrated sometimes at, you know, the paperwork that I was forced to do, right? It's kind of like, okay, but if you go into the paperwork, doing the paperwork and talking about how horrible the paperwork is and how it's preventing me from creating beautiful lesson plans and stuff like that, it's almost like you drag the work out. You make it even more torturous for yourself instead of saying, okay, this is just a piece of the puzzle. I'm going to do what I need to do, but then I'm moving on, or having a more positive attitude, or just saying, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I have to find another job. You know, it's about looking at how you can react to the situation, and instead of allowing the situation to claim your power, by taking a look at the way that you are reacting to the situation. And I do feel, Capricorn, I mean, once again, I'm sending you lots of love and hugs. I think this is something that is burdening you, that maybe you really cannot change. It's something, it's just like when I was a teacher, I could not change the school system. They were going to make me fill out all this paperwork, you know, there was nothing I was going to, I could talk until I was blue in the face. I could go to meetings and try to change the system or whatever. But sometimes we have to realize that that just zaps more of our energy. We may be better off putting our time and energy into finding another job, finding another career, or just changing our mindset about it and saying, okay, well, I'm going to do the paperwork, but maybe I'm not going to do, it at the very top of my ability. Instead, I'm going to save some of my time and energy. I'm going to complete the paperwork and fulfill my duty, but I'm not going to go above and beyond, and instead use my time and energy for things that do bring me happiness and joy. Like for me, it was creating really, valuable lessons for the children, or being with the children instead of filling out the paperwork. Understanding, okay, I'm going to focus on what does bring me joy, right? Instead of just draining your energy. It's almost as if, once again, like I have 3 children, they're all grown now, but sometimes, they come home from school and I'd be helping them with their homework and they'd be complaining about the homework, right? And I'd be like, you could already have the homework done and be outside and playing if you would just stop complaining and just get it done and go play, right? I mean, it's a little bit of that energy. So let's take a look at what is your area of resistance, your obstacle. Yeah, I feel like you're waiting for a solution. Here you are in the bathtub, trying to relax, but you're waiting. It's almost as if you're thinking somebody else will change. It's almost like you're putting your time and your energy and your commitment into trying to convince somebody else to change. Like me, the school system, right? Or it could be, a family member, a friend, a loved one. It could be, just some situation. It could be the job market. It could be the economy. It's kind of like, oh my goodness, I'm just going to sit here and wait until they change. Well, here's the thing. You're then giving that thing, whatever it is, your power. You're not saying, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'm accepting this. I have to do this paperwork. I have to, whatever it is that's going on with you, right? I have to do this paperwork. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm done. I'm moving on, right? It's almost as if you have committed yourself. To trying. I really feel it comes from a good place. It's almost like you're trying to change the world. But here's the thing. I feel like you're up against a brick wall, right? I feel like you're trying to change something that perhaps you honestly cannot change, or you yourself, Capricorn, cannot change. It's about looking at this from the big picture. Is it possible to get a larger group of people together to fight whatever it is that you're trying to fight? Or is this just something that you shouldn't spend your time and energy on? It's time to focus your time and energy on things that bring you a better sense of fulfillment and joy and bliss. Following your heart, following the breadcrumbs. I always say it's like following the breadcrumbs. What will bring you happiness and joy? If it's not where you are, it's time to start looking elsewhere. It's time to say, you know what? I've done what I can here. And this is too much of a burden for me. It's too stressful. It's too painful. Whatever it is, it's time to look elsewhere, because this situation, I feel like the situation you're in, you're wanting it to change. You're looking for it to change. But guess what? It's not going to change. And so it's about recommitting yourself to making choices in your life, putting your time and energy into those things that do bring you joy, that do help you to have a greater sense of your own power, that help to bring you in alignment with your core values. Okay, so they're reminding me, it's kind of like the reason I didn't like the paperwork was because I felt like it was tedious, it was unnecessary, and it took me away from what it was that I really and truly went into teaching for, to help inspire students, to help them to become the best version of themselves, right? And so I felt like this paperwork was taking me away from the reason that I chose to be a teacher. It is, once again, once I changed my mindset about the paperwork, right? And didn't try to spend time and energy convincing people we didn't need more paperwork, right? It was like, okay, I'll fill out the paperwork, but, and I did, I filled it out. I did what I was asked to do, but I didn't put any extra time or energy into it. because I saved my time and energy for those things that were in alignment with my core values. And that was the students. Okay, so let's take a look at your advice here. Yes, you have victim mentality. You're allowing this situation to claim your power, and you're allowing it to keep your power, almost like prisoner, okay? It's almost as if you notice, he is like tied to this bed, right? You're tying yourself to this burden. So what can you do? Well, you can take action. And you know, with the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like there is some type of opportunity that is available to you. But the problem is you don't see it, because you see here, he has his head down. He's just concentrating on what is going wrong. So he has his head down. What Spirit is asking you to do is lift your head and look at the other opportunities that are around you, because the Ace of Pentacles here is a gift from the universe. It is something that the divine is bringing in for you, that you are being asked to take action on. So this could be a new job offer that comes in. This could be, you know, a new romantic relationship on the forefront. This could be somebody extending an olive branch, okay, to you. Perhaps you're in conflict with somebody. They extend an olive branch, and it's about, okay, take action on it. Because whatever is coming up in this month of September, it's literally opportunities to help you to remove yourself from something that is really and truly burdening you, to the point where I feel like you are, you know, losing your own confidence, perhaps even feeling almost like lost. You know, when we feel like somebody or something has more power or is taking our power from us, it is very detrimental to our own spiritual self. And I feel like that's what you're recognizing now, is that this is not just somebody that is holding power over you. I feel like you understand that this is significantly impacting your physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual health. And recognizing that, and then taking action on any opportunities that are coming your way. Once again, it does require you to lifting your head. You can't keep your head down, Capricorn, because Spirit says, I have other opportunities for you. You have to lift your head. You have to open up your mind and not focus on the problem, but focus on other opportunities that are solutions to this problem. Yeah. Really powerful message here, Capricorn. Yeah, look at this. You're leaving something behind. Okay, now I feel like the situation that you're leaving behind, whether it's a relationship or a job or whatever, it was something that, you know, at one time brought you a sense of perhaps stability, happiness, joy, okay? But the problem is that now it's a burden, okay? Yeah, it's so funny because I my dog Maggie, I walk her a lot in my neighborhood, and I came across one of my neighbors, you know, and she was talking about her dog, and she said, yeah, you know, I really felt like this dog, her dog, who is a cute dog, right? She said, I felt like this dog really, you know, did fulfill this sense of happiness at a time when I needed that sense. You know, she was going through something difficult, and she got a dog, and she was like, yes. And during the pandemic, you know, it was so much company and everything. But she said, now I want to start traveling, and I feel like I can't leave my dog, you know, understanding that something that maybe you have had in the past that did bring you a sense of security or happiness has now become a burden, right? Is now holding back your power, is preventing you from going where it is that you truly want to go. This is allowing yourself to say, okay, I'm ready for something new. I'm ready to step into a new chapter. I'm going after. The star card is your wishes and dreams. Understanding, okay, I don't know exactly where this is all going, but this is the direction that I want to go in. Allowing yourself to see other opportunities. Coming back to my neighbor with the dog, she said, you know what? I recognized that, you know, she said, I was thinking about, you know, giving my dog away or something like that. And then she said that she met this older woman that was like, well, can your dog stay with me? I'd love to have some company. Can your dog stay with me when you travel? And so they're kind of like dog sharing. And I thought, wow, what a beautiful idea, because she didn't really want to get rid of her dog, but there were other things that she did want to do. And she recognized the dog was kind of like, I don't want to say a burden. It wasn't a burden, but it was preventing her from going after some of the, traveling, the bliss, the happiness that she was seeking. So I feel like that's part of what you're looking at. It's kind of like, I think my neighbor, she saw either I can't travel as much as I'd like to and, keep my dog, or I have to give my dog away, find another home for my dog, which she really didn't want to do. And now it's kind of like she recognized, oh, there's other opportunities. There are people that maybe would like to dog share, or, somebody that, she could, it's just other opportunities, Capricorn. That's what it is. It's thinking outside of the box and finding a different solution to your burden or your obstacle, your problem at this time. Understanding that magic happens. Magic happens. That is what this Ace of Pentacles is. Magic happens when we allow ourselves to look for the magic in our lives. Yeah. Wow. Beautiful message there. All right. Let's pull a soul truth card for you. And Capricorn, I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. What excuses am I making right now? Yes. No more waiting. There will never be a good enough time. The time is now. If it's important enough to you, you will find a way. Today, make a decision and do it, even if you don't feel like it. Listen to your heart. You will be led. Yeah, I love that, because there is a little bit of when I was thinking about the paperwork, right? It is kind of like, I was making excuses, right, for why, I honestly, I think part of me was kind of like, well, all right, if you want me to do the paperwork, that's fine, but I can't put as much time into my lesson plans then, it's kind of like we kind of rebel sometimes, that's a little bit of the childlike energy. But then I recognize the only thing that takes away not only from my students, but it takes away from my bliss, because that's the part of my job that I really and truly liked, right? Is creating lesson plans where students would be really engaged in their learning. That takes a lot of time. And what I recognized was, I have to look at this in a different light instead of, trying to change the problem. It's like, don't focus on the problem. The problem is not going to change. It's still going to be there. It's about looking at the situation or other options, okay, that will help you to at least recognize that the problem is just the problem, okay? There are other options available to you. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Capricorn. I do wish you so much love and light in this situation and all your situations, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.